Before we actually start off today, we would like to introduce our speakers, or rather our panelists. Our panelists, first up, we have the Evergreen, and many people actually confuse her for Nicole Lim, but no, she's not a clone of Nicole Lim. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Miss Beatrice Ng. Yay, Beatrice. All right. And then also we have, okay, if you guys see him on the roads, right, or rather you meet him in person and have no idea how to pronounce his name, don't worry, okay? He is 100% Singaporean. He does not take offense to having his name mispronounced. He's the one drinking coffee right now. He's clearing his throat. He is COVID negative, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause to Mr. Tjhai. Tjhai, ladies and gentlemen. Tjhai.
Hi, everybody.
That's Tjhai.
Always positive.
Always positive, right? But yeah, always positive and always negative at the same time. All right, and then we have one of our newly minted and one of our most experienced Preeminent Group family member, newly minted division director, Dane Cow.
Hi.
If you guys are a big fan of Mini Coopers, right, please look for him. But I think he may have now he has evolved to Porsche already. So yeah, okay, never mind. It's all right. It's all right. Fantastic. It's all right. Okay, last but not least, rather the next up, we'd like to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, he was known as the sniper. One shot, one kill. You know, that boyish, charmish, the charming boy next door, the unproclaimed prince of Bedok. If you ever see him on the trains, that'll be quite funny. Ladies and gentlemen, the real deal himself, the real collective, Mr. Veroy Chua. Wow, hey, no gang signs, no gang signs, no gang signs. Preeminent Group, we are wow, cannot, no gang sign. Oh, what's that? What's that? That one hand sign for what? Porsche 718.
We are this one. We believe in this one.
What's that?
What's it?
One ERA.
One ERA.
Oh,
ERA.
Okay, talking about ERA, we have one of our most vivacious representative from Young ERA. She claims to be the TikTok queen of ERA lah. All right. But the most lasting impression of this one, I watched her video, right? Wow, everything they say what are the 7 things, or is it what was the video Bjorn? How many things we cannot live without?
9 things. 9 things that you
can 9 things. Well, 9 things she cannot live without. She cannot live without her Gucci this, her Gucci that. But none of them got say, I cannot live without air, I cannot live without water. So maybe she's saying that she don't need water, she don't need food, she just need her Guccis and Guccis. Ladies and gentlemen, representing Young ERA in her debut Real Talk Season 3 Episode 1 appearance, make some noise for the vivacious Jazreel.
Okay. So maybe for a start, right? Maybe we want to hear from more of you guys. How about you actually give yourself a self-introduction to everyone that is actually tuning in right now?
Starting with Beatrice.
Myself, okay. I am in this industry for like 11 years, but definitely I just come on board during my 4th year lah. So this year is my 4th full year. Okay, it has been a very exciting journey along the years, but definitely with COVID situation, market has changed a lot, and it's quite exciting during the pandemic as well. As you know, property market are very hot. Yeah. Okay, anything else?
We'll come back to you later.
Okay, guys, I think we had to set the bar right. Okay, you have to tell them your name, your age, how many years of industry. Beatrice did that. You have to tell her what's your social standing as well. Are you single, attached, married, available, married but available, that kind of thing. You know, let's keep it real here. Let's be really real here. Okay. Let's be real. Okay, so that was a partial 50% pass for Beatrice, but let's go on. Who was the next person we introduced? We introduced who was it? Tjhai, right?
I think it's me, yeah. I think
yeah.
All right. So all right, I'm Tjhai, and I think why Leon always like cannot pronounce my name is because my dad's Indonesian. All right, so that explains the name as well. Yeah, then I'm 3rd year going 4th year into the industry now. Then status, right? Married but always available for Dane lah. Okay, this is what I have to say. Okay, yeah. Did I miss out anything? Did I set the bar correct?
Wait. So we just repeat. Married but always available for what? For dates?
For Dane.
Oh, for Dane specifically.
Dane, yeah.
Okay, I
And
hope.
the guy beside me. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Dane. I hope Ivy is not tuning in right now. Let's not stir here in this case. But okay, for Dane, only for Dane. Okay, I understand.
only for Dane, yeah.
Okay. And how many years you have been? Okay, you've been 4 years established. Okay, we'll find out more along the way. Next up, we have who is it? We have Dane. Oh, you're talking about it. We have Dane, right? Dane.
Hi,
Dane.
yes.
Dane.
Hi. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Dane. Then I've been in the industry for 12 years. Yeah, so of course along the ways from starting from journey from you start real estate is actually quite difficult lah. So well, of course with the right guidance and the right platform in Preeminent Group and also the guidance from my direct upline Bjorn. So things have changed, of course. I always believe in a system. So along the way, I evolve my system, right? And I always go for consistency. So that's where I can perform better and I do less work and I get a better result, right? So we work smart. So this is what I always aim for in the real estate industry. So later, hope I can share more with you guys. So how I do it and all. So you all can ask questions, right? Okay.
Okay, you mentioned your system also includes, you must tell everyone that your system has 2 PAs running. You're the only one that I know that has 2 PAs at the back.
Yeah, so
yeah, just right in front of me right now. So one of them are actually managing his calendar and his WhatsApp. The other one, she's actually doing the envelopes for him, mailers.
Oh, see, that's a proper system working. Then he has a lot more third PA to manage his private life, right? Okay, never mind. Let's not go into that.
Okay, later we can talk more about it. Okay.
Okay, yeah. later. Okay, then next up we have the real deal himself. Come.
Hey guys, my name is Veroy, and I run a social media marketing channel called The Real Collective. I have 2 daughters, married. I also believe in consistency. I think that is very important. When I first entered this industry, I've not at my 10-year mark yet so far, but when I first entered this industry, a lot of people tell me that this is a very inconsistent industry because your income can be 0 or can be a lot, over a period of months. But as I walk this journey, right, and having come to Preeminent Group, I realized that the inconsistency that we want is this month 100K, next month 200K, the third month 300K, and I think that's the inconsistency that we like and love about this industry. So I also believe a lot in supply and demand. So in our training and sharing like that, the more you guys demand, the more us as panelists can supply. So how much we share is entirely up to you guys. So yep.
So for the panelists, right, feel free to actually put your questions into the chat group, chat function below, and then of course, right, we will actually monitor. And if there's any questions, right, that we feel like needs to be answered, right, we will actually answer them. So aside from you, Veroy, I got one personal question to ask you, which daughter you like the most? You got 2 daughters, right?
Which daughter I like the most? I tell you, if you have a daughter, right, or you have a child, right, then you would realize that this question really cannot answer because really your heart is for both of them. You know what I mean?
So this is a recorded session. That's why he also very smart.
No, but it's the truth. But I would say that right now, because if you guys are connected with me, right, I have one daughter who is in the children's ICU. She's in the children's ICU for the last 1 year. So I guess our worries and our burdens are definitely more towards her now, But my eldest daughter is very sweet. She always will be very loving and she will just melt our worries and stuff like that. So both are very dear to me.
Equally dear in that sense. I mean, there is no comparison. I guess where Veroy is coming from, there is no comparison when it comes to the love from the father to the child. There is no favorite. I dare you, Bjorn, to ask Kevin the same question.
Everyone both the same. Yeah. Or no matter how naughty they are, also still the same.
Okay, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, can we hear from Jazreel? Can you please take it away and then give us a very personal, very in-depth, very deep introduction as to who you are, our social media queen?
Okay, I'm Jazreel. I'm 29 this year. I come from the communications and marketing background. And this year is my 8th year in the industry. So when I first started, I didn't do this full time. I only came in full time 3 years ago. And right now I'm still actually studying part-time in SUSS. Yeah, I'm actually taking my degree because I FOMO like, my peers are all having their degrees. So I decided to use my extra spare time to get my degree. And I'm really happy to be here. And yes, I got recently engaged. So yeah.
Oh, everybody, can you hear the hearts shattering?
Leon looks sad. Leon.
No, why ah? Oh no! Oh no! No!
Sorry, no, I just had something bad. I mean, I think Dane must have fed me some laxative. I'm not feeling very well. Can I be excused for a while, Bjorn?
Hey, I take over.
Congratulations, Jazreel. Congratulations.
Anyway, so did Jazreel mention how old is she? You are still studying,
29.
right? So you're like 22, 23.
29.
29. Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
approaching the 30 soon.
Why?
Well,
Really okay lah. I just disturb her only lah.
Okay, below 30 already can earn so much. Not bad, what?
Oh, that's
7
true,
years.
that's
Okay,
true.
wait. So Jazreel, you say 7 years, 8 years, did you say?
Yeah, this is my 8th year. So
Oh, 8th year. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. This is the start of my fourth year. Dane, how many years already?
For what?
In the industry.
Can you focus or not?
Oh,
How many years in this industry?
12 years I was mentioning.
Oh, 12 years. Okay. And then TJ is also.
I thought you're asking what for how many years? Okay. 12 years.
So this is TJ also 4th year. Veroy is 8 years. 7 years.
Seven,
Okay.
but yeah.
Then Beatrice is
4th year full time.
4th year full time. Okay. That means we are all.
Since we are talking about years right now, right? Maybe this is our first question lah. Okay, so maybe can you all share, right? What was the start of your career like? Because I think different. Every one of you are different, and you all have different backgrounds and everything. So we also want to know, like, at the start of your career, what was it like?
Who wants to go first?
Anybody can go first, one. Because anyway, when it's time, it's your turn already.
Okay, I can start first.
Okay.
Okay. So so from the start, right? Maybe a bit of history lah. When I joined how I joined real estate, right? He's an army friend lah. After my NS, so he just asked me to go drive him to a viewing. I still remember Costa del Sol. Just follow him. He just asked me casually. He said, "Hey, can I just drive real estate?" I said, "I don't know what is real estate." Then he said, "Just drive me there. So if close already, I give you ang pao." Like if I just drive him only. So I follow him. I just drive him there. Then he finished the viewing. Then he really closed the deal. Then I get like $120. I still recall, like for free and nothing. Then that time don't need any license so you just go and register a company. I still remember it's Night Frank. That was like 2008 2008. So I just registered and just joined. Of course, small company that have problems. So after that, times goes by. 201. That was not active was not very active. But then that's where I know about real estate. Then that's where slowly, right, I get to know more about the trade. Of course, starting was difficult. Of course, nobody teach you anything because not like last time. Last time's agent, right, they don't share anything one. They don't not like now. Now actually you're very blessed with it. Actually. Like last time, you ask any mentor, right, don't even teach you anything one. They just ask you to go and try, go and try. Last time don't have property guru or whatever shit one. Last time only newspaper lah. Then a company give you listing, you just try, just be runner, go and run and just do whatever you can. So that's where I start to learn about being a runner and all, how to what is real estate, what is client, what is buyer, what is seller, how to get listing, what is landlord. Yeah, that's where slowly, right, evolve. Of course, you and the time goes by, years to come, when you do, you improve. That's where I also met Bjorn. Yeah, that's where I also met Bjorn in 2011. Yeah, of course, bigger company, ERA, never regret. After I joined, never look back. Of course, bigger company, we all involve better, and I feel that in time to come, we are also everything bigger company, you have bigger brandings, so we also, that's why if people ask me why you don't join this team or join other people or other company, so no lah, I mean, in whatever it is, it's all about yourself. If you don't change yourself, right, nobody will help you lah. I mean, nobody will actually tell you that you should do this. You should actually step up yourself to initiative to do up things, because it's your business. You need mentor is for you to ask questions and also for you to actually leverage on. Then they will help you in a way, helping hand. Yeah. So okay, along the way, I mean that part I clear already. So how realistic? Starting when I joined, after I joined Bjorn, right? I still recall. Starting was like I told you, I was bad, right? When I joined real estate, when no money, starting was like try and error. So when I joined Bjorn, right, I only have left $500. I not came from a rich family, so I really poor. I mean, background is very, I mean, poor family. So
you come from humble beginnings, lah.
Yeah. So I still recall at 23 years old, I only left with $500 in my bank. Yeah. So $500, when I start to know Bjorn, then he gave me the step to do real estate. Everything he tell me, he put one blank paper in front of me. He said, you have to become a blank paper. Forget what you have learned from what you learned previously. Come in empty-minded and empty paper. So you come in. So I really come in, and actually that's where I start to begin my journey. So that's last time it's easier because you can serve buyers. Yeah. So I started with serving a lot of HDB buyers. Then I do a lot of ads for buyers. So I serve HDB buyers. You can get last time 3 or 4 bedder is like 200K to 400K. Easily you can get 2,000 to 4,000. So I joined Bjorn within 3 months, right? I actually very fast, actually quite fast. When I do this serving buyer and serving seller, they don't sell buyer to sell. So you can serve buyer then serve seller at the same time. So within like 3 months, right, easily you can clock about 30 or 40,000 already. That's where I fight back also. Yeah. So I feel that never give up in real estate lah. So I actually wanted to give up, right? Before I met Bjorn, I just want to give up, right? But in the end, never give up. I feel that every journey that you are in, there's always the downside and upside. You earn money, you spend money, and then when you have the downside, you don't give up lah. I mean, whatever it is, you know that you have to find a way upwards. So you only need to go upwards. Yeah, that's how I feel.
So fast forward today, how much money you have in your bank account now?
You want to know a real one?
Joking.
Aside, I mean, I can share no problem lah. But aside from, I mean, of course, I do a lot of investment. Got some investment for some crypto, some shares, yeah, some here and there. Of course, the savings. Of course, okay. For me, I always believe in money jar also. They all know it's what my money jar. Set aside money, so I don't put everything in a basket. I have business account. So my business account is to pay my PA, to run my business, cost my flyers. So my business amount, right, won't die off one. Yeah. So I have business account set aside to give monthly expenses. And I have money to savings, I have money for investment, I have money for my other stuff, like my installment, whatever. So I always set aside money around. Yeah.
This money jar concept sounds like it can be like a full course on its own.
Yeah. It's also talk. I mean, along the way, you can improve it lah. There's no right, no wrong in your money jar lah. I feel that, but you have set aside, because as a lot of people, I feel that in real estate, the new agents, once they earn the money, right, they put inside in one account. So when the money deplete, right, or they went to spend a big lump sum, they feel demoralized.
Okay, so, just a quick poll with all the panelists. This concept of money jar, will you be, if let's say someone's going to pull or to start a course on money jar, would you be interested to attend? Just a show of hands. Are you interested? Anyone interested to attend this course? Oh, I'm the only one. Really? TJ? Oh, okay.
Like, are you asking us or asking the attendees?
Asking
a quick poll. Okay. Bjorn, maybe we can bring it up to Kevin to talk about money jar, this concept about money jars.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. I think for this money jar, right, that was where we actually learned at the start of our career. And for this money jar theory, right, it really works because for every commission that comes in, right, we'll apportion a portion of that, right, into things that we need. So for example, your necessities, and then, your big ticket items, if you intend to actually buy a car, and then of course, like what Dane had mentioned, some into your business, and of course, in future, right, if let's say you have a house or what, so these are actually properly apportioned, right, so that you don't overspend, you don't over leverage. And I find that by using this money jar also, I think over the course of a few years, right, you can actually see yourself amassing wealth already. Yeah. So if you are keen to actually know more, feel free to actually let us know so that we can actually come up with something for you guys as well. All right. So Dane, anything else?
Yeah, interesting thing that Dane actually brought up. I think from what my takeaway from what Dane had just shared is that when he entered the industry, Jazreel was only 15 years old. I think Sec 3 only. Yeah. So yeah, but back then, the difficulties that he faced.
Oh my God.
To put things into perspective, that was that in 2008 when he joined. I still recall I was still in HQ when I met Dane, and what he was saying that the thing I took away is this. From where he was to now, if you were to earn 100,000 in a month, you would have been number one already. Correct or not, Dane?
Yeah.
100,000
yeah,
in a month was like, wow, you are 上了神台.
Yeah.
But in Preeminent Group, I think 6 figures a month is the new norm.
Yeah.
And my takeaway from what you just expressed is that it's your willingness to evolve with the times. Because you'll notice there's a difference in how we were taught when we first joined Bjorn compared to now when you a DD. It's a different way. We can't teach them the same way that we can't teach the new associates the same way.
Yeah.
No two associates are always, there is no one pill, there is no one pill that would solve all problems. But what impresses me most is your willingness to actually evolve your systems, and what you have good that's going for you is your systems. And I think a lot of us, oh, by the way, to all those who are attending right now, to all our participants, thank you for joining us. If there's any point in time that you hear any one of our panelists sharing anything and you'd like to seek personal or seek more clarifications, please put it into the chat box. Or if you would like to buy them coffee to seek their consultation, not to date them out, Jazreel is not available already. So please feel free to contact them personally as well. All right. So thank you very much, Dane. We're going to move on to our next speaker. Yeah. Before we come back to you, Dane, we will like just a quick Beatrice, over to you. Come, Beatrice.
Okay, so I'm 32 this year.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So back then, how I started was calling a lot of open listings and also going for door knocking. It was very tough at that time because I stay somewhere at Queensway, but I go all the way to Sengkang and Punggol to knock all the HDB door only for one reason, because down there I felt like there are many young people and probably it's easier to talk to, just for a start. So not for a couple of blocks So in the end, that's just very tired and shagged. But back then, definitely as a newbie, I also will feel like there is a lot of negative thoughts start coming. When you start doing door knocking, people will start slamming the door and this and that. But I think one thing most important is that you need to believe Okay, you need to believe like this business could work. Okay, and of course, during my difficult times, I have my division director to guide me along, which is Nicole Lim. Yeah, she always very positive, and she taught us how to really do door knocking. Like when you always do knocking, right? People always like open the door and looks very fierce, right? She can knock until the person close the door smiling on. Yeah, so it's something like I felt it is a very good tactic Okay.
So what is that tactic? What's that tactic?
The way
simple. You take $150 put in front.
No, she didn't use monetary. So it's about like the way she talked to clients. So first she built interpersonal relationship, and only she talks about property and stuff like that. A lot of time we just go in and we want to talk about stuff, right? We want to talk about whether they want to sell or if they have any friend for to introduce. So this is the typical way So I think interpersonal relationship in this business is very important. Yeah.
Can I ask something about to Beatrice?
Yes.
So you see, you talk about door knocking, right? And I'll be very honest here, in my 8 years, right, I've never done door knocking before. It's just my strategy is different from yours. But I mean, since there's a lot of attendees here, right, I'm sure a lot of them heard of the success stories about door knocking, but they don't know or they don't want, or how would you share with these people, like what do you equip yourself with physically when you do door knock? What do you have in your hands? How do you open? How do you close? This kind of thing, maybe you can share.
Okay, I think first thing first is that for any kind of prospecting, right, we must believe it works. Okay, it doesn't say that, okay, door knocking is the hardest way. We don't want to go and exploit it. Maybe now doing digital social media is so much easier because we just spend money and then we get the leads. Then that is how we follow up. Okay, that is one thing.
Also very difficult, okay.
So I think both has its own difficulty level, but to me, it's at that time because my cash was very low, so I used the non-spending money method to do it. Yeah. So what I did prepare is more on like the various transaction prices on how much they can actually sell their house. Okay. Second thing, to talk about the surrounding projects that's going to have new launch and whether they are interested to upgrade. So many of times I will let them know, are they keen to know how much they can sell for their property? Yeah, so most of the time they are just curious. Like they could tell you that, oh, I never thought of selling, but I'm interested to know.
So you created a hook at first to hook them on.
Yeah, something like that. It's like creating curiosity. Yeah, first I will do that. So if they are very interested, then I'll just pass them my name card and let them know there is surrounding new projects as well. Yeah, because I think for HDB buyers, a lot of times they didn't know that they can actually afford more. That's where we talk about property wealth creation, that Preeminent Group has this platform for all of us. Yeah, they always say that, oh, ask me to buy condo, I where got money to buy? Yeah, but they didn't really go and to do their bank loans and all their bank's assessment to understand whether they can afford one or not. Yeah, this is the most misconception that I found out during door knockings.
Like generally, the consumers, they don't know what they don't know until you tell them so. But first thing first is you have to get one foot in the door. For in your case, you earlier mentioned that you don't have the digital expertise, neither do you have the monetary backing of like maybe Veroy. So that's why.
No. I started out very poor, so later I'll share.
So you exchange. So Beatrice, what you did was you exchanged time for money. You exchange time for money. Okay, that's interesting. Yes. So you did door knocking, which I personally, I think there is actually a lot of agents out there, right? Especially the seniors, right, who don't do door knocking, because a lot of them feels that it is beneath them. So kudos to you to actually do that, because what your shortcomings was you didn't have money, so you exchanged time for money. But I'm curious to know, after that you have done that step of doing door knocking, right? How else have you evolved your winning mindset? Okay, or rather in this case, how else have you evolved your marketing or your prospecting methods thereafter? Okay. Or are you still door knocking after all these years?
No, I did door knocking for a very short period because back then I have a few clients that I closed already. That is where my money started coming in. So usually for HDB buyers, when they sell, for example, a 3-room in Sengkang, probably about 300K. So maybe your commission if 2% will be 6,000. Then if you help them buy a bigger property, which is 5-room, my client bought at Tampines, it will be 5,000. So it's like 6 plus 5,000, you got your 11K for one client already. So I took the money to reinvest back into some property portals like Property Guru. So I can able to have more listings and then have more functions like can boost and repost so that the things will actually work. So that is how I reinvest into the whole thing.
So you use your earnings, you use money to roll money to make money.
Yes, and also start on consistency in terms of building up my GTA, which is the geographic target area, to send more mailers. Which
is in the Dover area.
I have Dover area, River Valley area, and Queenstown.
Okay, that's great, fantastic. We'll come back to you shortly. Who likes to share next, or as in how they have come about? Come, TJ.
Maybe. No, Veron, you wanna go?
No, go ahead. Okay.
Okay, I think my short 3-4 years in this industry, I'll go ahead first. Okay, so I think because before I joined the real estate industry, I was in 3 different industries before that, in hospitality, in events, in financial markets as well. So coming in from full-time employment to self-employed is a totally 360 shift. So my first year, it was also my hardest year, and it's also the year that I made the least amount of money. Quite an irony, lah, I feel. It was my hardest year, but yeah, made the least amount of money.
So before that, actually, what were you doing?
Okay, I was in the hotels industry doing marketing communications. Firstly, then after that, I did events marketing with a small boutique agency in Singapore. Then I went to KL for 1 year to do financial markets, like consultation businesses. Yeah, before real estate.
Okay.
Yeah, so totally.
So you mentioned that after you actually closed your first few deals, yeah, subsequently what happened?
Yeah, so I think one thing for all of those tuning in, be it your experience or if you're brand new that just joined us, I think first year is really the most crucial year. Or if maybe you're in the industry for a few years, maybe you haven't seen your breakthrough or so, I think the breakthrough is just there waiting for you to overcome. Because my first year, I was very lost, but I'm very thankful that I had support from like very good teammates, like Bjorn, like Dane, Ivan, Kenny, Brett, and so on. That's really guided me along. Because alike to Beatrice as well, I did door knocking, I did telemarketing, I threw my own flyers when I first started. I think whatever types of prospecting you name it, I think I have done it, a fair bit of it. So that was my first year, right, in a nutshell. Okay, I think what actually made the difference is when I start to focus on a particular skill set. Like what Beatrice has mentioned, you need to know what you're good at doing and just really keep on repeating it, and like Preeminent's tagline, like duplicating success, which is what I followed from Brett, Bjorn, Ivan, Kenny, and all, right, in building up my own systems and really keep on expanding it. Okay, I think one thing for my first year that if I could turn back time is I would tell myself to spend more money, invest more money into the business, right? Because I was never self-employed. Coming into this industry, I think we must view ourselves not just as a salesperson, but as a business owner running your own business. Yeah, so if I spent more money, invested more money during my first year, I think the results would have been a lot more different. Because if I look back, I ask myself, what have I done differently from my second year, from my third year? It's just spending more money and doing more, like targeting more areas. All right, that is really like one key difference from first year until now. Yeah, then
it's quite an
I think
oxymoron to spend money. You must spend more money to earn more money, which is quite an oxymoron. But there's a lot of truth behind it, which is earlier like what Bjorn was mentioning, like the money jar system. You have to make money to make money by spending money. So I think there's a lot of depth and truth to it. But we'll come back to you shortly for you to elaborate more. But my takeaway from what you just described is that really it's your decision and your mindset from back then and how you actually reflect. And at the same time, the key word here is how you evolve your systems as well, like what Dane did from your first year to your third year and moving on to your fourth year. So thank you very much, TJ. Thank you. Okay, next up we're gonna keep Veroy for last. I know Veroy is like dying. He has a lot of things to say, but maybe we'll just like cut him off first. We'll cut him off because I think he has a lot to share. But let's hear from our young ERA and a self-proclaimed queen. Jazreel, come, share with us.
Okay, when I first started, I was 21. So I passed my...
Not 15.
Huh?
Not 15.
Actually, maybe before that, because I mean, for most of you who don't know, I actually work very closely with my dad, and he's one of the biggest influence in my life, and also one of the reasons why I joined real estate. So my dad has been in the industry for 40 years, and when I was a little girl, I would just follow him, and then he would always show me like, wow, all these houses and all this kind of thing. Then I would be like, okay, and then I was just like, what's going on? I wasn't sure. So when I first started at 21, it was really, really hard for me because when I went out with my dad, like they would just talk to him and they were just like, I'm just oversharing.
Ignore you.
Yeah. So I guess for about 2 years, during then I actually ran a small agency himself, and I actually went to do admin work in his office. So I was like doing all the paperwork for the agents when he come and close deal. I was like, okay, wow. Then I was just like looking and stuff. So right after that, so I was doing rentals all the time for about 2 years. Then after that, I felt very, very overshadowed. So I was very disheartened. And then I left to do F&B marketing because one of my friends actually offered me the job. And so I did that for about 4.5 years. And actually, one thing that I realized through my journey was that don't underestimate your soft skills. Like, so through F&B marketing, I was doing a lot of social media ads and all that. So that actually helped me with my career now. Yeah. And I was also, like, similar to TJ, I was also in the hospitality industry. And one of the skills that I learned from marketing was actually doing a lot of video shoots and photo shoots. So I actually used that to use for my visuals in real estate. And actually, one of the things that I realized through my experience in marketing is actually that I actually do not do any paid ads. Yeah, everything is organic because I want to reach the actual and real buyers. Yeah, so that's one of the things that I've learned. And only recently last year, I realized how important rentals are because, like, there were some months where I barely scraped, like just maybe like short of $500. Then I was like, oh my goodness, I have a rental renewal. Like, I was like, and then I just like quickly like get it done, and then I managed to hit the 100K mark. So that's when I realized that, wow, my experience, that my first 2 years experience in doing rental, I thought I was like not gonna do anything, like nothing was gonna be like big or amazing. So then I realized that was one of the things that was really important.
Can I ask Jazreel, I mean, sorry, a lot of questions because I'm really very interested to hear from everybody. I am very capable sometimes, but I ask you a sensitive questions because I have friends whose parents are also real estate agents. And we always have this chat about, they always say, hey, I don't feel like joining my father. I don't feel like joining my mother. Because they feel that, oh, I'm the father and then I'm the daughter, right? How do I relate and then do training? End up, if I don't do well, I cannot scolding. So how do you manage that in your father and daughter kind of mentorship? You know what I mean? Have it ever crossed your mind that, hey, maybe I want to join someone else? This kind of thing, like real questions. This is what I always think of.
Yeah, definitely. So like there were many times I was like, wow, super angry and I frustrated with my dad because I asked him something, right? Then he will like give me one damn, like he doesn't really answer the question and he doesn't even teach me. So basically the way how he teach me is like how when I was 8 years old, he brought me to a hill, put me on a bicycle and he just pushed me down. That's how I literally learned to cycle. So
Bjorn, does that sound like Kevin like bringing us up the mountain then just throw us down the mountain kind of?
I think from Jazreel sharing, right, I also realized that yeah, quite true because my parents, they are also in real estate, and yeah, whenever you want to ask them question, right, it's like, wow, very hard for us to actually relate. So here's the solution. In the end, right, I got my parents to join me. So instead, right, when I conduct the training, right, then they listen to my training. It's easier this way, right? Yeah, but I mean, at the start, I I really have to credit my parents, right, for giving me the foundation and the education and really the right knowledge, right, to really do well in this industry. I think likewise for you, right, Jazreel?
Yeah.
So the question is, I mean, since we are
father join you.
Pardon?
So at this point in time, I think to further to what Veroy asked, in terms of like interpersonal relationships with a family member, I think one thing about us realtors real estate agents who so-called decides to join this full time, I've come to realize that we wear different hats. And I don't know, like when we are at work, we have one hat. When we go back home, we wear another hat. Is that more evident in a father-daughter relationship, or maybe just husband and wife? I mean, I don't know what husband and wife teams lah, but I feel as if like 我见人讲人话，见鬼讲鬼话咯. So end up I play different facades. Do you?
For me, I'm actually just my dad's daughter. Even with him at work, I'm just like you know, I respect him as my dad, and I was just listening to him. And then like every time sometimes he scold me for nothing, then I'm just like, okay, I take it, you know, that kind of thing. But definitely there are also times where I will like just be very angry and frustrated at him. But I guess most of the time, one of the things about a father and daughter relationship is that I think like it's just very special. Like, you know, the daughter's always like probably the father's soft spot, you know. Like, and I kind of like leverage on that a bit. Yeah, so in
What's the Chinese saying 啊？是女儿是爸爸前世的情人是吗？
情人，前世情人，对。
女儿是爸爸的妻室情人，儿子是妈妈的前世情人。
OK。
哦 ，OK。So Veroy 你有2个情人呢？Veroy 你有
暂时是2个。
2个情人哇！你够卡萨诺巴了你。来，看 Veroy，
Kevin 也是有2个吗？
哦，他一次过2个，一脚踏。Okay, never mind. Go on. Hi, Veroy.
Okay, so for me, right, I started also from a small agency. I was a graphic designer. If you guys hear my story before, I always share about how my monthly salary back then was 1,400 every single month after CPF. I give to my parents. I was the eldest in the family, and then there was one night when I took a taxi home and I realized that I didn't have money to pay for the taxi. So I actually took taxi home after work at 2:30 a.m., 3 a.m. Then I didn't have money to pay. So at that point, it was like my turning point. I told myself I have to change into an industry where I can really provide for my family. And back then, my target was very simple. 1,400 a month, I cannot get a credit card because annual salary is 25,000, so I cannot get. So back then I say, I want to go for something that can let me have a credit card. I don't know why I was so obsessed with the idea of credit card. Bad idea but I decided to go into real estate. And I was in a small agency, less than 20 people. And I think like what Dane mentioned, no, the managers will just, 这个 like 你去 try 哦. Then 我就怎样 try? 我不会 try. Then there was no training, there's no sharing. Then you see there's top achiever in the company. According to the boss, they told me that their best month, their best year, husband and wife, they made 250,000. So to me, right, wow, 250,000 is like 10 times of the 25,000 a year for the credit card. So I thought, can follow these people, can. So I started to follow them and I did telemarketing. And I think like Nicole, so I got no money one. I'm not Nicole, sorry. Like Beatrice, sorry. Oops. Yeah. So like Beatrice, I really had not much and savings. I literally don't have savings, you know what I mean? So I only can do the no money way of prospecting. And small agencies, right, they don't do door knock one. They only tell you do cold calling. So I don't have skills for cold calling and I don't exactly have a radio voice like like Leon. So my voice is like that, so a bit irritating. So I thought I just call and I just kept calling and because it's free, so I exchanged my time for my prospecting. Don't have money, so I use time, use effort. And I remember that I got leads and then nobody told me the importance of exclusive. In fact, I heard about this concept of exclusive during CA course, and then I asked my manager, hey, should I get exclusive or not? Then my manager said, you see, if you take exclusive, then you have a pressure to close. But if you don't close, then you will feel very 辛苦. There's a pressure there. Then I go, oh yeah, true. You must understand that I don't have anybody to look at except the person who brought me into the industry, and whatever he say is correct. So I didn't dare to take exclusive. So my first 2-3 years of the industry, right, even if my client tell me, I want to give you exclusive, I tell my client, 不用担心, don't worry, I don't want exclusive one. I just want to give my best for you. That was how I approached these people last time. And I think after that, I did relatively okay for back then. I think I could actually do like 150K a year in a small agency just by doing cold calling and then rental, this kind of thing. It was not bad for me and I was really, really happy. But I came into contact with the big agency people. So I co-broke with this big agency person, which is ERA. This person is still in this industry. Nice guy, like young also. But I find that he's not like super professional, like the small agency teach you, you must talk professionally. Then I talk like very professional. Then this guy came in a brand new Mercedes, like co-broke with me. And then I like, 你跟我也差不了多远, but then he's driving a brand new Mercedes, Rolex, everything. Yeah, I'm thinking like, wow, big agencies really got different. So I thought I have to ask him, hey bro, you don't mind, can I ask you how much do people earn in ERA? Then he said, oh, on average, between 200K to about 3 million. Then I said, huh? Over how long? Over a year long. Then 我就 mind blown lah. So I mind blown already. Then I thought, okay, it's time for me to understand how the big boys work. So that is where I also got to meet Daniel Phua. So Daniel Phua is my DD. I'm very, very grateful to him because he taught me the idea of dreaming big. And I think one thing I love about in ERA and especially now in Preeminent Group is that everybody has something to learn from, which is why I always will ask people, because I realize that there is no fixed model for what a top producer can be. If you look at the 5 of us, or even all the 8 of us here, everybody got different personality, different talking methods, different ways, but we are all still achievers in our own right, because there is no one way. Everybody's way work actually is more of yourself. What do you want to eventually achieve? So I think that at that point when I got to know Daniel, his first move actually impacted me a lot. He was actually talking to me about recruitment. Then he said, okay, I want to set a goal for you. Then that time, my boss back then in the small agency said, right, husband and wife make 250K in a year. To me, they are my role model. So I told Daniel, I said, I want to make 250K in a year, can or not? Then he said, can, no problem. Then I said, wow, really? This person tell me can, no problem. So, and then he paid for the bill that I was doing recruitment with. He recruited me, right? Then he ordered beer, then we chit chat. It impacted me a lot. Maybe you all are thinking like, treat you, then buy you over already. Yeah, it did. Because why? In my small agency, right, I had Hokkien Mee with my boss, the one who made 250K in a year, right? Then they say, oh, bro, your share is $8 plus. Then okay. So I paid for it. So Daniel's act of treating me the beer, until today, I still tell this story. So from that day till now, everybody that I meet and do recruitment, right, I always treat them because I feel that I learn from them. So yeah, I mean, over these years, I realized that there is a lot of ways to become achievers, and I'm really, really glad that in ERA and in Preeminent Group, we have all this kind of very open sharing, because all the things that people are sharing, right, I actually wrote down notes also so that I can improve myself. Yeah, so yeah, that's my things to share.
All right, so coming up next, right, I got something interesting that I want you guys to share. Okay, because I think our audience also, they want to know. So back from all your humble backgrounds and everything, I want to know, right, you know, your first commission that you spent, right, what do you spend on? And of course, what is your first biggest purchase?
Who start first?
Anybody.
I answer for Jazreel. Her first purchase must have been a Gucci something or Chanel something.
I recall.
But you said that you work for your dad. Did your dad pay you back then, or was it just free labor?
Nah, he did pay me.
Oh, okay. Just to be clear. Okay.
Lesser than Veroy. Okay.
So Jazreel, so to answer Bjorn's question, what was the first thing that you bought with your first, or rather, what was the one item that you bought for yourself to reward yourself from your first commission, or something that you rewarded yourself, your first reward to yourself?
Well, I can't remember. I'm really trying to think.
I can remember. I remember. You all go ahead first.
Okay, Veroy, why don't you tell us what you?
Okay. So my once again, right, my first agency told me that make whatever, right, must save. It's the money jar concept, but it's very different about they really take it as I save, don't spend. But when I came to ERA, right, Daniel is the one that tell me, say, no, you must spend. And then I remember also Kevin Lim told me this. He said, spend more, make more. So I literally went with that concept. So I think my first year with Daniel, he told me to buy a Rolex, which is this Rolex GMT. It was my first purchase, and back then I paid 11,000 for this one. Yeah. Right now the street value for this one is about 20,000. So I'm very, very happy with this purchase. Yeah. So that was what I spent on my first big purchase. Yeah.
Reward yourself. Okay. I offer you 11,500, but let's just take this off the market right now. Beatrice, what was the first reward you bought yourself when you joined Nicole Lim? After you joined Nicole Lim.
Okay, I took a while before I bought the first thing. I think around 2-3 years. Because back then when I got money already, I reinvest back in the business. And the first thing was the Panelists watch, about 10 to 11,000 as well. That was the first one.
Rolex
Betul masuk, yeah.
11,000, Panerai 11,000. Okay, you do the best. But it's fine. No judging, not judging. I think it's important to reward yourself. What Beatrice you just said, you took 2 to 3 years. It's something like what our founder always preached. You got to earn your rights. You got to earn your rights to reward yourself. I think that's one thing that a lot of us subscribe to. We have to earn our rights to actually, to reward ourselves in the long run, to make the reward more fruitful. For Dane, I'm very curious. What was the first so-called you think that you reward yourself? And please, don't tell me MS belt. MS belt. We went through that. We went through that stage already. The H belt.
No, I spent upgrade my property guru account.
Now I feel very bad.
$500 to the $1,000+ at that point of time. Okay, that's true. I also upgrade the $500. That was the entry. Previously was the lousy one.
Yeah, cheap one. Yeah, last time.
That time credit was like just every month renew.
Last time no credit, you only buy account yearly.
They will renew your credit every month, but now don't want to say. Shout out to personal to Steve from
from the start, okay, small items I don't say lah. Okay, small item, some little things. But actually Bjorn tell me to buy a car at that point of time. Actually that time when I joined Bjorn, I know car. Yeah, so he asked me to buy a Honda Jazz, Honda Fit. Then, after 6 months, after 3 months, I'm gonna earn money already, so I can buy get a car ready. But I still take bus. At the point of time, I still take bus. I still leverage on Bjorn. Can sometimes fetch me, Then he still drive me Sometimes he drive me. Of course, I still take a bus. Then I'll take cab. So until the 9 month, once my commission is in, right? Then I actually bought my first car. So I bought a Mini Cooper, my dream car since young. I mean, I achieved it So I'm very happy I'm very happy that I achieved. I mean, not the high spec one, but I still it's the Mini Cooper. Yeah, the entry Mini Cooper one.
Mini one. Yeah, we went.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of Mini since like primary school days. So I will not forget that I need to achieve it. So from young, I will always have a dream. I always will achieve it. I mean, of course, when times goes, your dream go bigger. Then you can switch to bigger dreams. It's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I've been driving Mini for 8 years, for three type of Minis. Yeah.
Your last Mini was the limited edition Mini GP, right?
Yeah, the Mini GP, the highest spec already. So of course achieve it already. So you want, of course, you need a switch already because you are, yeah.
Okay.
So that's all.
TJ, what about yourself? What was your reward to yourself? Don't tell me it's a trip to visit David Gang and do a new hairstyle. Please don't tell me. You're muted, TJ.
Oh, sorry. I think my reward is quite boring. I mean, I didn't buy any watch or anything of such. I think when I got my first payout, it was about 10 to 12K, I remember. Then I immediately bought Wells Fargo stock. Yeah, so I spent about 10K on that. Yeah. Then I think even up to today, I didn't really buy anything out of the norm. I mean, apart from the car that I changed. Yeah. So I think that I have a habit to just buy stocks whenever I get a payout.
Reinvest. In a way, you're still reinvesting in your future.
Yeah.
What car are you driving now, TJ?
Huh?
What car are you driving right now?
Driving the Cayenne, Porsche Cayenne.
Cayenne.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Have we missed out anyone over the first reward? Are we still waiting for Jazreel to try to remember?
Jazreel, yeah.
I think okay, so when I first rejoined, I closed a rental, and the first thing I bought was a new iPhone. It's very boring, but the reason why I wanted this new iPhone is because the camera, it was iPhone 12, then the camera was better. I had to carry a DSLR.
iPhone 12?
Yeah, I bought an iPhone 12 Pro Max. yeah.
That wasn't too long ago.
Yeah. So it was just very recently when I rejoined the industry.
Okay.
2018, right before COVID. 2018. And yeah.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I think we have gone through everyone already, but hey, there's a question here. Bjorn, what was your first reward?
Who was that?
What was your first reward?
My first reward to myself was a MacBook Pro. I remember then I had to share with my brother. Yeah. So I think I joined the industry right at the time where laptop wasn't that in trend. So everybody was using CPUs. So yeah, my first laptop was a MacBook Pro, shared between me and my brother. Then subsequently, the next biggest purchase will be a house ready. Yeah, so we bought the house lah.
Okay. So now looking back, everyone, I mean, it is in a way you earn your rights lah to actually reward every one of us. We do deserve a pat on the back, a reward for ourselves. Beatrice, she bought a watch. Veroy bought a watch. Dane bought a car. TJ visited David Gang, and Jazreel bought an iPhone. Okay, not bad. And then Bjorn himself bought something that helped with his productivity. Okay, but looking back, let's say now it's the beginning, or somewhat it's in the beginning of 2022, beginning of the year for the Chinese New Year. Guys, looking back, every one of you guys looking back, what will you be doing differently this year? Okay, that you did last year, in the hopes that you will be improving. What do you think? Okay, Veroy, why don't you tell us what do you think you will be changing or something that you'll be doing differently?
I think the difference between last year and this year, I will be doing differently, right? It's really my spending. I think I read somewhere in a book that is for salesperson, real estate one. So they say that what separates from a achiever in real estate versus a top achiever in real estate is how much money you actually reinvest into your business. And I think banging on the idea of like consistency, building a system and stuff like that, I realized that for me is I am very impulsive when it comes to marketing. Like suddenly I wake up tomorrow, then I'll like, wow, whack everything go one shot. That is me. And I mean, last year I had a good year. I had a decent year. I was very happy. But when it comes to replicating that kind of success, right, it can never be by chance. You must intensively plan it out. So this year, my strategy would be everything upsize. That means spending, I will go upsize. Digital presence, I will go upsize. Branding will go upsize. So that is my thing that I'll do different this year. Yeah.
Waistline also upsize.
I think a bit actually. So yeah.
Okay. So what you're saying that you for 2022 you will be like increasing, or in terms of your marketing aspect, you'll be increasing your budget, and then also like just being less impulsive as compared to 2021.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, just to take note now, I mean, whatever they are actually sharing is their own personal. It's up to you guys at the comfort of your own to actually review and reflect what is actually applicable. Take everything with a pinch of salt, as well as you see what their value systems may be. So create your own value systems as well. So in this case, next up, we move up to TJ. What will you be doing differently in 2022 compared to 2021? Go.
I think really aligned to what I shared earlier about how I manage my business year on year. Like, it's really to just expand the business, and like what Veroy said as well, it's really to manage the spending, because sometimes I mean a huge amount of money coming in terms of commissions, then we just suddenly just that month then your marketing cost goes up as well with the money that you receive. Yeah, I think this is something that I need to learn to manage lah. Of course, like I mean expenses wise, I think last year from what I calculated, I spent about 40,000. So this year itself, I think like looking to spend even more, like I might even be spending 100,000 this year. I think that is still quite a scary thing to think of lah. Like even from although it was a good year last year for me. So I think this is something that I need to really be very mindful and yet be focused lah, and follow through the plan that I have set for myself in 2022. Yeah.
Okay, Dane, what about you?
Yeah, okay, almost same like Veroy and TJ, because upsizing your prospecting, I feel that that's where I'm going to do also. Of course, team building as well. These two have to do more on also social media branding. I feel that maybe that's where I need to be on the platform, because for me, I'm more towards mailers and flyers, and social media. I'm always on cold leads, okay? So cold leads, I need to do all this. So when clients see my mailers, right, they can actually Google or actually Facebook or whatever, Instagram, they can reach out to me, they can see me already. So all these things, I feel that you have to double up, yeah, in terms of more videos, maybe also more videos. So that's where your branding will be, your positioning will be there, and your presence will be known. So I feel that that's where client will trust you as well. Yeah, because we how many deals you close doesn't matter, because whatever my client cannot see, any new clients, they cannot see how many deals that we have closed. So I feel that the presence is very important lah. Yeah, so that's where I'll upsize my this whole thing lah, like social media and also my prospecting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you need help with social media, you can talk to our social media queen up there. Jess, I think you'll be expecting a call from Dane. Please tell your fiance not to, be jealous that.
Please, I'll call you guys. Veroy also, really, Jazreel also, you all are social media king.
Okay, can I ask Dane something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Become like I'm the attendee. I keep asking questions. I just want to ask, right? Because for anybody can answer actually, as long as even Bjorn or Leon, right? What is your strategy or rather, what is your formula or thought process when it comes to throwing mailers? Is there a formula that y'all follow, like every 6 weeks one time? How y'all do that? I'm very quite interested to hear from everyone, right? Those who actually throw mailers, right? What is the approach that y'all go for? What is you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I think this question, right, I'll start first. Most importantly, right, is that I mean, for new agents as well, every time they try 1 round, 2 rounds, no response, they will stop. But I think what we have been preaching, right, is that it's consistency that counts. And if there is no response from flyers, right, it could also be due to your consistency or the quality of your flyers. Either one of these two, they are very, very important. So if you can hit the consistency, but maybe what about the quality? So maybe you can go down to your GTA, review all the flyers and see it does yours stand out. Because if you notice, right, that most of all our guys flyers, right, they all stand out. And that is one of the criteria that we set for everybody. Your flyers must stand out. Yeah, then of course, next thing, right, it takes time for people to know you. So, I mean, it's like earning the rights, right? So if you are going to throw out flyers, it doesn't mean to say that at your first response, right, people are going to engage you. You need time for them to actually warm up to you. So that's the reason why it's so important for us to actually start a GTA.
Okay.
Consistency means what is consistency to you?
Okay, for me, right, my landed, right, is going out like once every month. My condo is going out once every 2 weeks. So that is my consistency level lah.
Okay.
We have a question. We have a question from the panel, or rather from our panelists. They are asking, how do you all choose your GTA? TJ, how do you choose your GTA?
I think for now, I do a lot of flyering as well, like learning from Beyond, right? So how I choose my GTA right now is really basically based on quantum of the property. So now I focus a lot on at least 500K of HDB and 4-room, 5-room HDBs, all right, which are relatively younger, within the 20-year mark. All right, so why I decide on that? Because it's the return on ROI, the return on investment, right? Right. Whether you print a flyer, you throw a flyer to a 3-room flat and a 5-room flat, the cost is the same. The time invested is the same, but your returns are different. So how I actually look into that is really like, especially MOP blocks, I mean, they are great. There's great values as well, because a lot of them are upgraders, and people in terms of profile for these upgraders, they might be selling 1 HDB to buy 1 condo each, husband and wife. Yeah, so this is how I segmentate my GTA, how I select my GTA. I hope this answers Gwendolyn.
Okay. Dane, you also do a lot of flyers, right? Would you like to answer this question as in how do you choose?
Yeah, sure. I do a lot of east side lah. So I do a lot of east, like Bayshore to Tampines to Pasir Ris, up to like Hougang sometimes. Yeah. So it depends. I always go 1 round. So maybe because you know, the manufacturing, right, is sometimes very difficult because in terms of training. So for me, I don't do at mail or direct mail. I do a lot of manually doing mailers design and you know, the art card, whatever. So I always change the content. I feel that content is very important, and you need to know that once you open up, client or even seller, what they are looking for. So you have to I always ask for opinion lah. So is this one okay or not? So if you receive, will you glance at least once? At least will you hold the flyer or not? So I will ask that some random people lah. So then something that I want to put in is very important, like transactions, like my award or myself, so they can see my face. So how I do it is these are contents. So of course once I throw maybe 1,000 unit, then after that I will go one round, maybe go to Tampines, go to Pasir Ris, then after I go back. So usually when I go back to let's example Bayshore is the start point. Maybe by then already 1.5 months already, or 2 months, because I already reached back to the starting point where I throw all the condos. Because mainly I do residential. I do a lot of upgraders or downgraders lah, like condo upgraders, downgraders.
My question for Dane is this case. You said that you go one round around the entire East area. So my question is this: is it because you don't have? Is your decision to say like you go one round then come back to Marine Parade, like this kind of thing? Is it because you don't have the financial capabilities to, or you don't have the time to do it?
It's the time.
It's the time.
It's the time. You're not enough people to actually fold it, to actually slot it and then put the stamp or whatever. I mean, it's go PPI, you can put the stamp, you can do a lot of things that you can change. Along the way, of course, I make it easier, of course, but you still need to send. You've got so many mailers when you need to send. Sometimes you don't, I feel that sometimes you send one shot, right? One shot, like maybe 10,000 pieces, then sometimes, right, might not have the good result. So usually I go batch by batch.
Batch by batch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I batch by batch. So I usually 1 week I will send out like maybe 1,000, 1,500 if I can finish it. Yeah.
Okay.
Depends how my PAs and all they can finish up lah.
Okay. So just now earlier, Tjhai mentioned something that his marketing budget in 2021 that he spent was about 40,000. I'm just curious. Let's just run a poll, and I think our attendees are also quite curious. How much did each of you spend on marketing as a benchmark in 2021? Tjhai, yours was 40,000. Beatrice, what about you? What was your marketing budget in 2021? 80,000. Okay, 80,000. Okay. Veroy, what about you?
I think mine is also about 70,000. Yeah.
70,000. Okay, so far 80,000 is the highest we have so far. Dane, what about you?
Yeah, I think almost there. I think 80,000 also.
80,000.
Yeah, plus minus yeah. A lot of hidden costs sometimes we can't really see, but around there when I do my big calculations with including my PA lah.
Okay.
Last year I only had 1 PA lah.
Last year
this year up game yeah.
Up game, upsize really lah.
Yeah.
Okay, 10x. Okay, Jazreel, what about you? How much did you spend on your marketing budget last year?
Okay, I'll be really, really honest. I've not spent any sponsored ads, any pamphlets, all this kind of thing, because my dad is actually my lead generation lah. Basically, what I do is I go to him, I ask him like, hey dad, give me a contact. So I call, and then I usually sit down with the clients or my existing like past clients. I actually go like ask them like, can you refer me a client and all that, and usually some of them like they really very open, and then they'll just recommend me my friends, and then I just keep working from there. But on the other side, on the social media, what I actually do is, so I use YouTube. YouTube is one of the things that I realized that is really, really useful for me. What I did was I just do like a very nice video, and then I'll use the hashtags, and then also what I will actually tag it to Property Guru, and then I'll boost Property Guru lah. So then or like Turbo. So actually that get really a lot of eyeballs. So I think one of the videos that actually helped me with my diamond was actually this landed property along Hive Road. I actually got the buyer within 2 days, and I actually asked my clients as well, like when people do come see my property, like where are you seeing my ads from? And they actually say that, oh, some of them actually is on YouTube, and then they actually saw the video at the side and they just clicked that. I was like wondering why. How did this even appear? So I went to study the YouTube algorithm. It was because of the banner, and then also like many people are looking at landed properties apparently. So that's the reason why like it really works. So yeah, I really think that property videos is very important. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Totally agree on that.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's correct because it's true that when you put property content, when you pay money to run ads and you pay money on your video, of course the marketing goes further. But in the algorithm of YouTube goes like this. If let's say I am right now, for example, I'm watching X company's property video, right? After I finish this video, that means this person is running sponsor ad on this video. After I watch his video finish already, right? The related next video would be property related. And that's the time when they push out good content that is not being quote unquote boosted or being sponsored. So there's a lot of times when, especially if your property is a hot topic, like for example, landed properties, you will always, even if you don't run ads, right, people will still view your videos. When you have like 5-room EA, EM, this type of HDBs, right? Even if you don't run ads, people will still get to see your video because it's what the audience want. Then the YouTube will push it out to them. Yeah.
Okay, good insights, good insights. Very, very good insights.
So moving on.
There's a lot of
shall we
questions
go-
actually.
Yeah, for I think videos, right? I think Veroy, one day you should do a course of that. Yeah, I think a lot of people are asking a lot about this video.
I will attend. I will attend.
Yeah, and of course TikTok, right?
Yeah,
It's the most recent trend. So I think that this can be.
It's not that I don't want to conduct. It's really not that I don't want to conduct. It's just that I really don't know much to share. I only know what I know. So it's easier to catch me for coffee and I talk. Because I really don't know how to start a course for this kind of thing. But yeah, okay, we can explore. We can always explore. Yeah.
Come. I share. Let's talk on that. Let's talk on that. Okay, moving on.
All right, so we talk about our transactions. So over here, right, what I'm seeing here, right, is that for the month of October, Dane, you clocked a total of 18 transactions. 18. Okay, so 18 transactions is crazy, man, and it's all over the place. We have Royal Green, we have like Pasir Ris Grove, we have Avenue South, we have like Punggol, Pasir Ris, Tampines, Yishun, Fort Road.
As high as 50,000, as low as 500.
Okay, a
You're
lot.
all over Singapore. Can you tell us why or not?
I also don't know why I
you
closed
had
that.
like free fuel, is it?
Actually, for me,
Okay,
I always close the deal, right? I throw back. I don't really go and see how much I earn or I don't see the amount lah, but I know what I close, but I don't really go as exact like I always moving forward. I close, I throw back already. Yeah, but of course I throw up the client.
One question for you was this lah. For the month of October, I'm pretty sure that you're very, very busy, right? How do you actually manage your time, and what was like the level of busyness like?
Okay, some have fun partnership lah, of course, definitely. Not all is not all is alone. So of course some is already follow up in September or even August, then you close in October, month of October. So of course for me, I always prioritize the important one first that will go and that will move. Then you can have the OTP or the TA ready and all can e-sign or whatever. I get it done first. So everything, of course, after you settle everything, by then there's troubleshoot, right? Important one will go first. Then after the not important one later part in other November, you can sort it out. Yeah. So I always prioritize the important lah. So for me, HDB, for me, a lot of upgraders from HDB to condo or condo to even new launch. So all my October was all various, even HDB renewal also have. So that's where it's really crazy lah. So I also get my PA to help lor. Yeah, they will help me to do submission. They will help me with other appointments. Yeah.
Seriously, Dane, for you, your case is you have like $30,000 commission. You also have $500 commission also. The rental,
Yeah.
do, sales also do. So everything also do, but your biggest came from projects lah.
Yeah, correct. My biggest is projects. So it's upgraders, like for condo upgraders. Is also on the same time I sell and buy at the same month. The seller sell and buy. Of course, this is not like immediate. It's also from a lead from like July or August. So of course you follow up and close it in October. Of course you get it done because it's not. I mean you have to match the timeline, so everything at the same time. Yeah. The owner is the H2O Firmview owner condo that sold their condo. They already aim for Avenue South already.
Okay.
So that's where.
So it sounds very much like what Beatrice was mentioning earlier, where you serve the seller, then later you help them to buy, then end up you like in a way, instead of having one stream of income, you have two streams of income lah.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So for me, I always target those upgraders, downgraders. Last year was really good because a lot of people upgrade or downgrade. So that's where my opportunity is there lah. Yeah, I feel that upcoming in 2022, there's also that there will be all the upgraders and downgraders, the serious buyer. So that's the serious seller or serious buyer want to sell and upgrade or downgrade. That's where you all should target lah to earn money from this kind of owners. Yeah.
So Dane, for the month of October, you close to 200,000 in a month. In fact, more than 200,000 in a month. How do you feel about that?
How I feel about that lah? Shag off.
Your personal best.
Yeah, very very tiring lah. Of course.
Then what was your personal best? Is it for the entire?
Yeah.
This is not your first. This is not his first centurion. He has had multiple centurions before that. But Dane, you really did not monitor how busy you were in October. If you did what Jazreel did and noticed like, oh, how much is shoot for and chase the gun, you were this close to getting your infinite. So it's I think from watching your transactions and what you're describing, busy 是件好事，但是你也是要追，你也是要追，你也是要追 because that's what Bjorn did for me.
Of course.
As my manager, he was monitoring me for that month, and then he said, "Hey, you still short for this amount. Go out and get it." So you have to monitor. So in this case, kudos to you. It was a fantastic month. I think. Thank you very much, Dane. Wow, well done. Close to 250,000 in that 1 month. 忙到你不得了哦。
Yeah.
Since we were talking about Beatrice, who was saying like, to serve both buyer and then end up become sellers and seller then become buyers. Beatrice, over to you.
Yes.
In that 1 month, you close, more sales than rental.
Mostly west side units for that month.
For August?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, for August.
I think pretty much mostly are all resales. This came about because of my GTA. So like you see, there's a certain transaction for Dover and River Valley. They are all from my GTA. Even for the commercial unit that I closed, is because that one of my owner at West Side, he has a commercial property to sell. So he asked if I do commercial. I say yes. So in the end, I sold the commercial B2 industry. Yeah.
There are a few transactions from this Dover Rise.
Yes, Dover Rise is a GTA that I am in lah. So it's like every 2 months once I will send my mailers there, and every alternate month I will send my SMS blast to all the owners.
Every
Dover Rise is a very old resale condo that is very close to Buona Vista, right? So
yes.
What are the kinds of objections that the buyers are actually coming in, or are they like really very ready to buy on?
Okay, I think the most of the objection is that 20 over years condo and it's a 99 years lease. Why would people want to buy it, correct? But I think the main factor is because it's 1 km near to Fairfield Primary School, which a lot of families, they want to put their kids in there. So location-wise is very important. Yeah, for schools. It's not very near to MRT, but most people buy because of the school area.
Okay. So for August wise, you majority of your sales, my takeaway from looking at it is that you concentrated a lot. I mean, you concentrated in your GTA on prospecting in GTA, and your efforts have paid off in the month of August itself lah. So yes. GTAs are important. Let's move on next to, congratulations to Beatrice. Yay, congratulations. 100 over 1,000 for the month of August 2021. Next, I would like to talk about, let's talk about something more, in this case, Tjhai. Tjhai, in the month of November, you clocked more than 100,000, earning yet another centurion. But we noticed that half the amount came from projects. Would you like to share with us from new launches?
Yes. Okay, actually that month is quite an interesting month. It was quite a fateful month as well, because I closed 2 units of Canning Hill Pierce, and it was actually bought by myself and my brother. So it was extremely lucky to get the Centurion for the month, making it even sweeter lah, for that award. Yeah, so very, very interesting Centurion for me.
So you are one of those subscribers that you are basically you believe in what you are selling, and on top of convincing your clients in buying new launches, you yourself went to buy, invested in your. This must have been your biggest ticket item, lah.
It is, yeah.
ABSD?
No ABS. First one, my first purchase.
Oh, congratulations, everyone! Please give him a warm round of applause. Someone who believes in his own products. Buying Canning Hills Pierce. 1 beta, 2 beta?
1 beta. 1 plus study, yeah. 1 plus.
So it's an investment property, lah.
Correct.
I think there has been a lot of us Preeminent Group associates who have just gone about to also not just do new launches, but they end up buying new launches themselves, and then after that they use it as a form of pitching. I think one of my associates, Nick Woon, also, he bought himself Momentum, and he managed to actually generate leads. So guys, I think what TJ has done thereafter, and a lot of us have done thereafter, is we believe in the product that Doris has brought to us in terms of new launches. And that becomes a very good hook as well. I think Jazreel, Beatrice, you guys are very familiar with the term hooks. I think that TJ, you should leverage on the fact that you are a proud owner of Canning Hill Pierce, and then you can actually spin off more sales from there.
Yep.
All right, congratulations.
All right, thanks, Leon.
Thank you. Next up, we're gonna have where's Bjorn? Oh no, Bjorn. Oh no. Oh no. I need a co-host. I'm like, oh, Bjorn lagging. Okay, no problem. I can't do this without him. I'm like stage fright. I have a stage fright. No, come back. Come back. Okay, let's talk about, hey, Jazz. Do you mind if I call you Jazz? Jazz? Jazz?
You're muted.
Jazz?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Everyone calls me Jess. It's easier.
Okay, if everyone calls you Jazz, then I don't want to call you Jazz. I'll call you, hey, Real. Okay, hey, Bjorn. Hey, actually, come to think about it, I've been like hosting ever since I came back to ERA. I've been hosting quite a bit of activities, but you have never once heard me say, like, there is someone who has a very nice radio voice. And I thank Veroy for that compliment. But I would really like to put Jazreel up as one of a possible co-host for ERA or Preeminent events. She's already running for ERA already. But let's not talk about that now. Jazreel, tell us about your transactions. In 1 month, you close close to 150,000 in 1 month. Your highest amount being 81,000. Okay, congratulations. But your smallest amount was $600. How?
So the $600 one was actually a renewal, and the largest one, the 80,000, is actually a landed property. So one of the biggest tips that I got from our Preeminent leaders is that how do you actually reach your diamond, and the only way is to look at your inventory and to see whether your commissions is able to hit that 100,000. So that was the biggest tip for me. I totally like plaster it on my head, on my forehead. Every day I wake up, I'm like, okay, how do I hit this? How do I hit this? And I strive my best, but I also do not push myself too hard, because you need to this whole journey is actually it's a long journey. You cannot just like, wow, try one time sprint and then like you give up. So you have to really pace yourself, and yeah.
So coming for that deal, right? I mean, for closing that deal, right? That landed property, right? Were you like very stressed out? 80,000 kind of commission. How were you feeling when you were closing that deal?
Actually, I was really sorry. Okay, I'm really blessed because this $81,000 was actually a warm lead. So when I first met the client to take video of the house and contact her and get the exclusive on that day was a Tuesday, and then that night I posted on Broadway Guru with the videos and everything, and then it was like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. and Saturday I had viewings every day. On Saturday I go and offer, and on Sunday I closed the deal. So this was probably one of the most exciting deal that I had so far, because it was at the fastest time. And yeah, so I actually asked the prospects where they saw my ad and everything. They actually saw through the video. So I think during the transaction, when I had the offer, I remember walking in and out of the house talking to the buyer. Then after I went back, talked to the client, went back out again. I had 2 buyers right outside the door, and they were like trying to compete, because this was in Serangoon Gardens, and Serangoon Gardens is very popular. So I think like when it first came out, everyone is like on YouTube and then on probably Guru searching already. So the demand was high. And then so
Plus the fact that the area is beyond GTA.
Paiseh. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, talking about GTA, I think one of the biggest tips also is to do the GTA that you're currently staying in. Because like, your neighbors know you, the people there know you, you are familiar with the place, the food, you got a lot of things to talk about when you have a new client coming in. So I think that is quite useful as well.
Personally, for me, when you talk about GTAs or selling your neighbors' units and whatnot, I find it to be a double-edged sword. Yes, you may be very familiar with the surroundings, but you also have to take into consideration that many of your neighbors might not want to deal through you, because some of them, maybe they don't want to affect the friendship, or some of them feels like, oh, this guy, or maybe say, oh, I don't like this person. So it's a double-edged sword. See how you run it. But yes, to answer one of the question earlier, GTAs, you can't select a GTA that you're not comfortable with. And that was one of the first few lessons that I learned from Bjorn. If I'm staying in, let's say, Pasir Ris, for me to want to do a GTA in Jurong, if I don't own a car, might be counterproductive in this case lah. All right. So back also still on Jazreel one, but I say earlier you had a $600 rental, and then you had 2 $14,000 rental. You do know that Beatrice Ng is the disciple of ERA's #1 rental queen, right?
Yeah, I know. So really rental is very important. So I do not despise any size of the deal. Like the 14,000 one was actually a commercial space for a kindergarten, and for kindergarten that I actually did 4 years ago when I was just doing part-time. So then in that month, just nice the renewal came in. Now I was like, oh my goodness, thank goodness. So yeah, it was really important. So I guess one of the important things is that do not be afraid to learn and try the things that you do not know. I mean, we have everyone here that is very capable of sharing and have a lot of good insights. So just ask, and you will be given the knowledge, and then put it to practice and keep trying. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, which is one of the things that Preeminent Group actually subscribes to, is that if you ask for help, I don't think any of the leaders present, be it the division directors, the co-founders, they will always find time one way or another to actually to help you answer your question. You don't even have to be a division director. You can just reach out to one of your fellow class or rather fellow Preeminent Group mate, and you just have to tell them, hey, I'm from Preeminent Group, I need your help. And I think that's where our sharing value is. If you look for Veroy will definitely tell you stuff. If you look for Beatrice will teach you how to do door knocking. If you look for Dane will definitely teach you how to drive Mini Coopers. Tjhai will teach you how to comb his hair. I will never ask Tjhai for the same thing. Just joking, just joking. All right. Okay. Last but not least, Bjorn, would you like to finish us, or rather to lead us with Veroy, with interviewing Veroy?
My internet connection is a bit unstable, so I might be lagging from where you're seeing. But wow, Veroy had 4 months, 4 months of 4 children. So Veroy, I also don't know where to start. I see your transaction, so I'll be blur. Right, tell me what do you actually do to actually get so many transactions?
Wow. I don't think that I did anything differently, honestly. I believe that all the things that I do it with intent. That means I trust that when I do video, I trust that when I do my posting, I trust that I do my Insta story, everything related to real estate builds up. And there is this thing called a tipping point. That means when you reach that point where you're consistently building and building and building, and then it reaches the tipping point and things starts to pour in. I think if you ask me the usual stuff like prospecting, marketing, flyers, I do, Facebook, I do, cold call, I do, only door knock I don't do. But I think we all do this kind of thing. It's just that for me, I know very clearly why am I doing it. So I'm very prepared to spend the dollars, even if it's going to come out somewhere, right? I will spend it now because I know that somehow it will come back to me through a form of a referral. It will come back to me through a form of like people share my videos around, and then somebody start to reach out to me from there. So my thought process when it comes to marketing is always like that lah. I wouldn't say that I'm like the person that you should consult when it comes to this kind of thing, but it's something that I'm really, really interested in. That's why every time when I get a listing, I will be very excited. Oh, video time, oh, content time. Then I will start to churn and create. Yeah.
Okay, let's keep it real here. I mean, I noticed one thing among your transactions. This address keep popping out, and there's Shaw House. Okay, this is just from rental of few transactions at Shaw House. It has given you more than 6 figures in commission. Can you care to elaborate more about how you gone about getting? It's like Beatrice's the just now that what was that? Beatrice? What was that place that you were GTA in?
Dover Rise.
Dover Rise. So this is your GTA, Shaw House. I know there's a cinema there only, you rented out.
So to give you guys some insight, right? Veroy's from June to December result, right? He actually clocked close to 450,000. Okay, just by doing videos and his common prospecting methods. So yeah, Veroy, share with us more about this property in Shaw.
So Shaw House and Shaw Center, it's I mean these two buildings, I'm managing it exclusively. So yeah. So how did I do that? How did I got to know the people? It's also true. I mean, it's very lame to say it, right? But it's really true mailers. Yeah. So I think the beauty of our business, and just now everybody say, I heard this thing that everybody says, right? Like Jazreel say, and then Beatrice also say, like renter is very important, don't despise the renter, blah blah blah. It is true, because rich people or wealthy clients are ultra high net worth clients. They buy property to stay. They just need one to stay in. But why they buy so many? They buy so many because they want to lease it out, correct? So if you are the agent that say that, I don't like to do rental because a lot of the toilet bowl spoil is my problem, aircon drip water is also my problem, then obviously if you don't like to handle this, right, then your ultra high net worth clients largely don't like to handle all this. Am I correct or not? The house leaking, I'll buy a new house lor. You know what I mean, right? To them, it's like, I really don't want to care about all these kind of things. So I got this client through a rental lead lah. And I think whether is it a $3,000 rental or a $30,000-$40,000 rental, I'll treat it like it is my own property, and I will manage the in and outs of the whole process very, very well. And I will treat it with a lot of importance lah. And through that, like refer, then I managed to reach the person who can make the decision. So then I boldly said that I will be able to handle all the units lor. Then they say, okay, Ken, since you dare to say that you can, then okay lor. Then I took it lah. Yeah.
Any more units for rent? I got clients looking. I didn't know you're the exclusive agent.
Okay, so Shaw House, Shaw Center, they are offices. But in terms of the retail wise, their retail team is handling. But if you have offices, right? Yeah, I have units. Yeah.
Well done. But you're doing so everything also good. I noticed I got new launch, got a lot of rentals, high quantum rentals. One Ang Mo Kio can rent out for 25,000 or so, not bad. And then
that's a 5-year lease.
5 years lease
for a commercial space.
Oh, for commercial space. So so 5-year lease. Okay, interesting. And then also for projects, you also do you have Woodley Residences, which Was this before or after we became the JMA?
This was after we became JMA.
Basket, you are one of those that ho until we are not ECB, then you go in one, right?
No. Actually, so how I closed the Woodley Residences, this client was also through mailers. I threw the mailer in her district, and then she was trying to sell her property for the longest time. So she had an exclusive agent, and then I asked her how's the process, how is it? Then he said that the exclusive agent has been doing, but not much result. Then I was very straightforward lah. If every time I meet a client, I will not sugarcoat lah. So if your property is not selling because of certain reason, then I'll be very straightforward. I'll say that it's not selling because of this. So if you don't want to do this, then you will confirm not sell your property. I will tell her very straightforward. Then I'll look at her like that. Then she will like, then 怎么办? Then 我讲 don't worry, 我帮你. Then after that, I have to sell the property already. Then that was where I pitched to her wealth creation. She wanted to buy the project across the road, which is all the old resale property. So I told her, I said that if you buy that, then you might as well don't sell our current property lah. You just keep it. It's actually better. I told her that way lah. Then eventually she saw Woodley Residences and then the benefit of living in the integrated development. And it also helps that I also stay in the integrated development. I stay at Bedok, right? So I explained to her how the market is shifting. And I got to have this kind of pitch because I attended our training in ERA. About Marina One being integrated, about Canning Hill Piers being integrated. So I understand there's a lot of potential about that. So I use that information to relay back. Yeah. So it's not like I'm very skillful or what. It's just that all the resources that we need to close the deal is already there. All the trainings and knowledge that we need is already there. But the difference is maybe as a new agent or as a seasoned agent, your mindset and your person is not there. You never 提升你的自己的思想 to like, hey, I'm going to become a millionaire achiever. I'm going to think like a millionaire achiever. I'm going to behave like one. I'm going to act like one. Then that is where all these things you will start to connect. Yeah, that's how I see it lah.
All right, thanks, Veroy. So it was a very good sharing session with all of you. And of course, just before we wrap up, right, maybe since we are going to start this new Chinese New Year, right, today is the 16th day already, so yeah, new Chinese New Year. So maybe you guys can share a word of encouragement and direction to some of our teammates who are aspiring to be a diamond achiever like you guys. Maybe we start from Beatrice first.
Yeah, I would always say that we do things consistently so that we will have more consistent results. So the things that you do, like in terms of prospecting, don't stop. Even like some said that you have thrown mailers for maybe 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. Yeah, don't stop. Just keep going. So consistency is the word that I want to emphasize. Yeah.
Okay, let's next one we have Dane.
Yeah. Okay. For me, right, I feel that okay, since consistency already in place already, so maybe I feel that don't give up whatever that you are doing. Continue to do. I think that sometimes it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you are doing now. You will see the result now. You will see that maybe in few months down the road. So I feel that just continue to do what you are doing. If you think that you are lost in the way, just find your mentor to review on what you are doing. So then to go better, maybe the content is wrong, maybe some things that you are doing is wrong. So that's what I feel that you all should be doing. So then finding a system that will work for you, that is important. I think if you all don't have a system, you are just always waiting for things to come, like your warm leads, whatever referral, then I feel that it's wrong lah. So I feel that you should be out there doing something to consistently prospecting, that double up your prospecting, whatever it is, then I think you will see the result in consistency. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, over to you. Thank you, Dane.
Sorry, me, right? Okay. I think one of the most important one would be willing to do the things that others do not want to do. So like how Veroy shared about the rentals, like during rentals, you have like all the condition report lah, so many other things to do that you have to really take note of. That actually trains you to be more detailed, to be more, what's the word? Okay, never mind. But anyway, just be willing to try and do the things that others do not want to do. Yeah.
Thank you, Jess. What about TJ?
Okay, I think to share with all, I view because I like to do a bit of gardening. So I view my business as like growing a plant. Okay, like just imagine that today you're trying to grow an apple tree. All right, you really need to water, you need to water it over time. It doesn't grow overnight. Okay, so I think two things that I want to share with the rest of the floor would really be you must be very patient, right, in reaping what you sow. Okay, and you must be very focused and clear-minded on what are you doing today and what is the time horizon that your entire system will lead you up to. Like the results doesn't come overnight. There are cases that takes like 1 year for me to transact a deal, but I know like, okay, as long as continue to be patient and be focused on the deal, eventually it will close. Yeah, so this is one thing that I think I want to share with everyone. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, TJ. Last but not least, can we have Veroy?
Okay, my advice, I think what I would say, right, instead of throwing out mailers and then waiting, instead of doing your door knock and then waiting, these are to me very passive. So I will encourage everybody to take on an active mindset, an active approach. What does that mean, right? To me, being active is that if I throw my mailer, it's not working, I actively go and research how do I make my mailers better. I go and research into the GTA. I go and actively go and talk to my managers. Look at my mailers. Is there something wrong with it? Or if let's say I have a deal that I've been working on for a while, okay, then the deal. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted because somebody just texted me saying I want to buy property. Sorry, okay. If I am working on a sale like this listing, it's not selling for a while, then I will actively go and ask my managers how to make it better. Always be actively thinking of ways. I think the reasons why achievers can become achievers is because they consistently go back to talk to their managers. Instead of consistently go and talk to those people who are non-achievers and say, oh, very hard, walao, try very long already, this thing still cannot sell, because you are talking to the wrong people, then you will consistently not sell. So if you develop this habit to consistently talk to the people or your mentor's mentor or the founders or everyone that are doing well, right, then I can guarantee you cannot fail one. It's impossible to fail one. You get what I mean, right? So I would encourage all of you, 2022, right, become an active agent, not just like work active, but everything else, right, be active. Yeah.
All right, thank you. I think that's thank you very much, all of you, for all your kind words of wisdoms. I think that you can expect for a lot of us, or rather for the attendees, to actually reach out to you personally. I think some of them already reached out to Roy on how to do video marketing. Please feel free. As earlier mentioned, all of us are definitely here to help each other. We learn together. We don't know what we don't know until you ask a question. So for 2022, I wish everyone a prosperous, sun sun heng heng, ong ong hua hua, dua dua, tan tan. Hua!
So we have come to the end of season 3, episode 1 of our Real Talk. For you guys out there, feel free to actually add Jazreel, Dane, Veroy, Beatrice, TJ, even Leon and me on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, and we'll see you guys very soon on our season 3, episode 2. So meantime, stay safe, and we wish you a happy 2022. All right.
Stay negative,
See you guys.
Don't be positive. Stay negative. Thanks, guys.
Peace out.